Labour candidates up and down the country gleefully pointed to their manifesto as having no mention of doing anything on this particular matter. But look, Madam Deputy Speaker, within a matter of a few short weeks, what has happened? What happened to integrity? What happened to transparency? It went out of the window. Broken promises already. That special contract that they sought to have with the British people based on integrity and decency smashed into a million pieces. And the 880,000 pensioners who we know who are eligible for pension credit but are not yet receiving it will also suffer. And the party opposite, and they chunter from a sedentary position, but the party opposite may say they're going to have these wonderful campaigns that's going to get everybody that's entitled onto pension credit. The reality is that even if they did that, that would see a cost to the Exchequer of £3.8 billion, which is over twice the money they say they are going to be saving. This is an absurd policy which their own plans are actually actively working against. And the haste with which this has been carried out, Madam Deputy Speaker, is simply jaw-dropping. We do not have any impact assessments. We do know, I will momentarily, we do not know what the impact will be. Every member of this House does not know what the impact will be within their own constituency. We do not know what the recommendation of the Social Security Advisory Committee will be. Why? Because they will not be given the information until tomorrow, we are told. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, the fact that we even have a debate today is near miraculous, given the resistance from the party opposite. It is, of course, because of the scrutiny that this side of the House, this Conservative Party, is providing to this government. And could I say, Madam Deputy Speaker, that of course all politics is about choices, and what this government has done is it has caved in to its trade union paymasters. It has settled way above inflation. Junior doctors 22%, train drivers 14%. And what it has done is it has stood up for the trade union paymasters on the backs of vulnerable pensioners. And that is not right. And before I take the intervention of the honourable gentleman, if it's not the case that the trade unions are running the Labour Party, hands up everybody opposite who has not received some money from the trade unions. Has not received. Hands up anybody who has not received money from the trade unions for their campaigning or their private office. One person. One person, Madam Deputy Speaker. Therein lies the truth. The truth about who is running the Labour Party. And we are the party that has seen 200,000 fewer pensioners in absolute poverty since we came to office. That is now going to go into reverse. So can I, Madam Deputy Speaker, now rather more gently, rather more quietly, make an impassioned plea to those sitting opposite. Look to your conscience. These measures, you know in your heart, no, I will not give away. You know in your heart that these measures are wrong. You know in your heart that the party opposite has broken their promises and that these measures are going to lead to untold hardship for millions of elderly and vulnerable people right up and down this country. You now have an opportunity to join with us and put a stop to it.
We are debating the action of a government which has not just gone against a manifesto commitment. There was no manifesto commitment to do this. They actually gave a specific promise that they would not do this. And this surely is a question of public trust, an absolute guarantee. And this is why I think people are so upset. Now, I know that some people will say, and here I declare an interest, why should somebody like me receive the winter fuel allowance? All right, let's have a serious debate about that. But what about the people, and this is the sort of people that I feel so strongly about, who've worked hard all their life,
Serve the country.
they've served their country, they receive a very small occupational pension, they don't receive pension credit, they are looking after every penny, and suddenly, because they don't receive pension credit and can't receive pension credit because they have a very small occupational pension, their winter fuel allowance is taken away. And this will make a real difference to them. So I think that we've really got to consider them and have a serious debate about how we're going to protect these people. And if I may make one suggestion to the government, and this was alluded to by the honourable member who's just spoken, there should have been some serious debate about tapering or anything else. No, I tell you what this is all about. This is about a punishment beating. The new Labour government decided a punishment beating. The new Labour government decided they had to make their case that the public finances were in a dire state. There was this 22 billion black hole. We spend £1,200 billion every year. This 22 billion so-called black hole is a mere accounting device. And this whole debate, what the Labour government are now trying to do is to make the political point that the Conservative Party ran the country into the ground and therefore we've got to punish the pensioners. It's absolute and complete rubbish. And what those we represent can't understand, these people who worked hard all their life, who've done their bit for the country, who their total package is perhaps £13,000 or £14,000 a year, what they can't understand is that this so-called saving of public money is actually going to go to the train drivers who earn £70,000 a year. They just don't understand it.
9 billion.
So for God's sake, let's have a serious debate. Let's try and unite on this issue, and let's not keep taking away benefits from people just above the pension credit limit. And of course there are many pensioners who are entitled to pension credit for all sorts of reasons, will never claim it. They are suffering, and so they will be even worse off. And there's another point to be made, is I know the government will argue that the total package will be worth more after the increase in the triple lock next year. But actually, if you are a pensioner who's drawn your pension before 2016, by the time you've had this cut, you will probably be even worse off. The first cut in the state pension for years. This is not acceptable. This is not the right way to go about things. We should unite around a sensible package that rewards pensioners for their hard work, but does not just indulge in a political gesture.